So in the current world, we all need better security, and security cameras give that to us around our house, but how do we pick the right one for our needs? For me, I believe there are two types of different sort of security camera installs. One is the traditional way where you get an electrician in who drills holes through your walls, pipes in cables, and you also have to have a dedicated Ethernet or internet cable to those cameras. And doing this way will normally actually cost you more money, and also you have to book somebody in, and it will probably even wreck your walls too. But say if you choose these cameras, say from IMOU, you can just fix them on the wall, then it's done. Then it connects to a solar panel and the camera will be able to have endless power. Let me today tell you more information about these IMOU cameras in today's video. To start with, what we have here, we have the Cell Go, then we've also got the Cell 3C, and then last of all, we have here the Cell PT. And first of all, let me tell you about a great feature that's inside all three of these cameras. All three of these cameras that you see here have passive infrared sensors inside of them, or PIR for short. The PIR sensors detect heat. So really anything that emits heat, like for example a human being, for example, what emits heat, it can detect this. And this makes these cameras a bit more unique than other cameras out there because they can detect things like this. They can detect human beings walking past the camera, and then in say the IMOU app, it can notify you that an intruder or somebody is walking by who's emitting heat. Not just the actual camera going off, that is detected something walking by, or say like a raindrop has fallen down on the camera lens, it can actually detect the heat of a human being. There's even a human eye detection option inside the app, so it can detect something that is big as enough as a human, but obviously if say something small like a badger or a fox walk by, or say your cat, then obviously it will ignore this instead. So the great news is, this means that say if a leaf blows past or an insect flies by like a moth or something like this, the cameras won't activate to start recording and drain battery life from them, or even use up say recording space and alert you that you need to check out your camera for just say a stupid moth going past the camera instead. So this is a really great feature and unique for these three cameras. So starting out with the Cell Go, what I have right here, it was a really good easy unboxing, and the Cell Go is a fantastic camera to use, say for example if you want to install it inside of your house. This one is like great to monitor babies, or for example you want to actually record say life and surveillance inside of your house, see what's going on. This is a really great camera for this. Obviously it can be used outside too, but if you want like a really great experience outside, I would recommend the Cell 3C like we have right here. This camera is great to say monitor your backyard or your back garden or your garage or something like this, or a playground or a park space. And this camera is also really affordable too. Then finally there's the Cell PT like we have right here, and as you can tell this one's a little bit more different to these two. This camera is great to be installed outside, and you can get a full range of say your garden, and you can pan and tilt it, and it's quite different from the Cell 3C and the Cell Go. And when you're installing say any of these three cameras, the best thing to do is not install them say in the center middle part of say like a garage or your doorway or anything like that. And let me demonstrate this with a quick illustration here. Usually in order to let objects to be more easily detected, the camera is recommended to be installed say at an angle of about 20 degrees and a height of about 2 to 2.5 meters above the ground of say a wall. And when people move into the camera range of about 10 meters, they enter into the monitoring range, and the PIR, that sensor remember, is successfully activated to capture the clear scene. So as you can see here, I've installed all three of the cameras, and let me tell you more information about them and also about the app too. So first of all, let's talk about the IMOU Cell Go. This is a 100% wire-free rechargeable camera that delivers well-rounded home protection for up to 120 days on a single charge. But if you use say the solar panel like I have done here, you can actually get unlimited power. The camera is also fully wireless at 2.4 gigahertz, so for wireless capabilities, and most routers are obviously compatible with this. And then the actual footage is recorded at 2K from the 3 megapixel camera inside of it. On top, there's also night vision too, what goes up to 7 meters, and if it rains like it does here in sunny UK, well, you'll be happy to know that this has an IP65 weatherproof rating. The camera is also compatible with, say, Amazon Echoes or Amazon Alexa. Hope I haven't just triggered it there for you. And then best of all, there is no monthly subscriptions. You get 30 days of recording absolutely free in the cloud. You can view back your recordings on the app. On the app, you can set extra abilities like
two-way communication if you want to via the camera.
The option to sound off an alarm. And also you've got different modes like privacy and view all your footage. The app can be set up with notifications to alert you if something suspicious is in its view. And with that, let's now move on to the next camera, and this is the Cell 3C. And this camera does have very similar features to the Cell Go, but this camera, for example, with its 2K night vision can actually go up to 15 meters instead of 7. It also has an LED flashlight too on the front and has a viewing angle of 98 degrees instead of 90 degrees like the Cell Go. The other extra thing what you can do with this camera is you can actually put in up to a 256GB micro SD card inside of it, whereas the Cell Go, for example, only has 4GB built in. This camera again has 2.4 GHz wireless, and it can also give you unlimited power if you run it off a solar panel, or you can get again up to 100 days worth of power if not. Again, in the app, as you can imagine, you get the two-way communication, you get the siren, you can set up all those different modes all over again. And then the last camera, as you can see right here, well, this is the Cell PT. And as you can tell, it's quite unique to the other two. It has most of the same sort of features as the other cameras. So, you know, the 2.4 GHz wireless capability. It also does 2K recording and things like this. And obviously it's fully wireless and you can also run it off a solar panel. But if you don't want to run it off that solar panel, this camera can give you 280 days of normal use. But the biggest standout feature, as you can tell with this camera, is that it sits on a gimbal. The great ability of this camera is that it can pilt and tan and follow an intruder around your garden or your yard or anything like that. So this is something that's great to have with this camera. Again, it can record and do this in night mode and also has a great dual light spotlight too. Again, as you can imagine, you can do all those great features inside of the app. So you can do two-way communication. You also have the siren. And this camera is also waterproof against rain and snow, what is really useful to know. For me, the best features I love have all got to do inside of the app. But let me show you a bit more details about the app. So this app, as much as those other features that I've talked about already, you can also custom up and set up, say, detection zones. You can also set up a work schedule and also even record up a alarm voice if you wanted to do that. You don't have to have cloud storage, like I said, and you can also upgrade and have features like AI detection to let these cameras recognize humans, pets, and vehicles. And you can also just subscribe to the Imou cloud service, but the Cell Go has a 1-year free subscribe offer, and there's no subscriptions for this. You just simply buy the cameras, set up your app, sign up, and off you go. It is easy as that. And then best of all, if you just want unlimited power all the time, well, you just plug in the solar panel as well. So if you want to find out more information about these 3 Imou cameras, all the information is going to be in the description below for this video, because these cameras are really, really good, and I think they're a great security alternative out there for you, especially that obviously, for example, like with the Cell Go, you're getting that year's free subscription, and then also that you can actually store, you know, with the 256 gigabytes sort of micro SD card or up to that inside of some of these cameras too. That is a great option for you, that you don't actually have to pay for any kind of subscription fees out there. And this is a great alternative, I think, out there for many other cameras. And I also love that PIR sensor too, that it can detect people, and you can set up all those different bits and pieces in the app too. But with that, what are your thoughts on these new Imou cameras? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And also, it's time to wrap up this video, so if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest on technology news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.